Hey guys, so I'm going to try and show you how to play Orianna. She's a very versatile champion in the fact that she can do a lot of different things with her kit. She's very interesting basically. So when you want to pick her, a very good time is either when you have divers, so say you have a Malphite or a Shyvana or like a Kennen or just people that basically go in. You give them a ball, you can ulti them, and that brings a lot of synergy. Another time you want to pick them is where you have a super hyper carry, like say a Vayne or like a Tristana, because of your shield and your protection and utility that you provide as an hyper carry. You're able to either assist people in diving or assist people in surviving, and the fact that she can do both very easily brings her to be a very strong champion that's very versatile in what she can do. So for runes, I have a pretty much standard rune page right now. You have magic penetration reds, you have armor yellows, you have AP per level blues, and flat AP quints. For the blues, you're able to rotate between flat MR or AP per level depending on who you verse. So if you verse a Zed, for example, who does purely physical damage, you definitely want to go AP per level blues, as MR blues will not help you at all. And say you verse like a LeBlanc, you'd probably want magic resistance blues because of the kill pressure she provides on you. And for Masteries, you basically once again have two options. You have the option of going 21-09, where you get points into everything in the offense tree. That would look something like this. So you have a point into Summoner's Wrath for your Ignite, and then the rest of the points are standard. Once again, I skipped Butcher because I feel like I can last hit without Butcher, especially with Orianna's passive that adds magic damage onto her auto attacks. And one interesting thing I did is I changed 2 of my points from Mental Force into Brute Force because the flat 4 AP is less beneficial for me in lane phase relative to the flat 3 attack damage. As I'm a range champion, I attack a lot, especially against melees. The 3 attack damage is very helpful. And then the utility tree is pretty much standard. You get a point into insight, you get the banner regen, and this is basically what you want when you go 21-09. So for starting items on Orianna, you almost always start Doran's Ring and 2 health pots, as Doran Ring provides a lot of damage and mana regeneration just through last hitting. The other option is running Flask and 3 health pots. If you choose to do that option, you're much weaker in trades and you do a lot less damage, but technically you have more health sustain because you have 3 extra health pots more or less, or 4 extra health pots. I'm playing a solo queue game right now, so I spam my support to go ward the enemy jungle so we don't get invaded or anything. And I'm playing versus a Lulu middle right now. It's not a very standard lane, it's just something this guy does a lot, so it's not something you'll run into often. She's a very strong lane bully, but so is Orianna, so you'll see how the trades go. So the game started, and I started the skill E. I gave my jungler a leash, I gave him an E, and I run back to lane. You can normally, if you can start E, you should always do that if you can get away with it. Sometimes you'll need to start Q to show vision on the map, but if you can start E, you can bully them a lot easier. You can toss on your shield and go auto attack them basically, and they don't do damage to you as you have your shield on. And that's what you should try to do with E-start. You also need to push out your lane early so that you hit level 2 once again, because a lot of times whoever hits level 2 first in mid lane will get a huge advantage over that other person. So here I'm pushing, I hit level 2 and I charge at him, and you can't do anything about that because I'm level 2, he's level 1 and he loses trades. So in lane phase, you should try to be harassing the enemy down. You basically want to spam QW on them as much as you can, just so that they will never have high enough health to go pressure you, and that helps you push your wave, as you should always try to be pressure. I can see the enemy jungler being bot lane right now, so I'm not afraid of him at all. I can play super aggressive even without worry basically. I try my best to bully out the Lulu, but she has a lot of regeneration, so sometimes it won't work out for you, but you should still try, just to find out what you can and can't do. Okay, so the enemy jungler ganks me right now, I need to run away. I try to ulti, I get Zamfira, but the Elise dodges it, I flash, and you need to dodge his cocoon shot. If I didn't dodge a cocoon shot there, I was basically dead. So when you run away, don't run in the straight line. Try and be sneaky about it. Sometimes running in a straight line will work, but try and avoid skill shots when you're running away. So currently right now, my bottom lane has been triple killed a few times. We're 8 and 10 right now, but the Vayne is really strong at the moment, and Digital Dragon. They more or less have map control over us as our bottom lane keeps dying and our enemy jungler is weaker than theirs. So ideally, you don't want your enemy jungler to be, or your jungler to be weaker than theirs, as junglers control the flow of the pace early game, If he's strong, he can invade blue, he can invade red, he can tower dive bottom, top, mid. He can do whatever he wants basically. When your enemy jungler is weak, or your jungler is weaker, you're not allowed to do a lot of the things you want. So what you want to do when your team is behind is either do your best to roam and kill the lane that is strong or the lane that is weak and snowball one lane, or you try to pressure your current lane and take towers. If you can get tower gold, that's very good for your team, as that gives them 200 gold basically and a lot of experience. It helps them catch back in lane, and for me this game, I just try to take my turret to apply pressure and give my team back gold, as Orianna is not a very good roaming champion. So right here, I bait my team into a team fight that we shouldn't want to do. My Nunu's fighting the least, he runs away, and then we realize we don't win the fight, so now they're running. But what I do instead is I toss an ultimate, my team thinks that we're fighting, so they go in and charge at them, and then we do a fight. We get to kill the Annie, but we will die for it, sadly. I'm dead, and then Nunu dies, and then they kill Thresh as well. So try your best not to bait your team into dying like I did right there. So we have a team fight about to happen right now. They start on my AD carry. I try and poke down their AD carry. And I don't have my ultimate up, so this is a very bad fight for me. You need your shockwave as Orianna in team fights to do a lot. But you basically, as Orianna, you just kite backwards and slowly poke them down as they chase you. And try to protect the most important people on your team. In this case, I'm trying to protect my AD carry, Caitlyn. So I've been spamming my E on him to make sure he's safe and doesn't die. But I'm running low on mana, I don't have ultimate. And he dies, eventually. But we win this team fight because my Nace is really strong. And I have mana. We chase, and we get him. So as a team fight, as Orianna, just try to stay in the backline, don't die, and keep spamming your ball on everyone and everywhere. Because you give a lot of shields, you can damage them, you can slow your enemy teammates, you can make your teammates go faster. Just stand in the back and do your best to do everything you can as Orianna. So when the enemy team is sieging on your turret, you can leave your ball farther up earlier ahead just to try and scare him. Normally speaking, the AD carry should be able to run through it. In that case, I ulted him for that. It didn't do that much damage, but normally speaking, he can't sit next to the ball like he is right now, as he'll take a lot of damage for it. So the enemy team does a tower dive right now, which is really bad. I tried my best to protect Caitlyn over here and kill the enemy Vayne, but the Vayne suicides for him, which is very bad. I'm still sitting in the back, no one's killing me, and I'm applying a lot of damage slowly. So for their team, that's really bad for them, as they can't kill the AP carry, me. That provides a lot of damage and utility to my team. So stick in the back. You're not a frontline champion. You want to sit in the back and not die, is what you want to do. And then we win this team fight because I never died. Once again, as I said earlier, people will forget where your ball is in the team fight. So this is the last team fight where I get a pretty good shockwave off on the team as I save it. I could use it like now if I wanted, but it wouldn't do that much right now. So I'm keeping track of where my ball is, and they're gonna forget track of where it is. And I throw it up, they forget where it is, I toss my ultimate, and get a good shockwave off. I get both their AP and their AD carry at the same time, and we win the team fight of it pretty easily. So during team fights, try and just hold on to your ultimate. Don't force it too hard, as when you try to force Orianna ultimate, you normally either miss it or you'll just do bad with it. So just hold on to it. It's not something that you need to start the fight off with. It's something you can hold on, and during the middle of the fight, when everyone forgets about it, you toss it out, and then everyone's just like, crap. Kind of like in that situation. Since we were behind the entire game, basically, we just needed one good team fight where we got a good Orianna shockwave, basically. If I never got a good ultimate off, we would lose the game. But I finally got one good shockwave off, and that won us the team fight single-handedly, and we won the game off of this. So once again, don't force your ultimate, save it, and it will normally go better than it will if you try to force it. And this game got me challenging. So once again, when you're playing Orianna, for early game, you'd want to poke, harass, and assert your lane dominance if you can, as Orianna is a lane bully. Mid game, you should start looking for team fights and looking for those perfect shockwaves. Even if they're not perfect, just do your best to get good ones and don't force them. End game, do not die, keep your AD carry alive, and once again, do not force Orianna shockwaves. That's the most important thing I can tell you, as a lot of players, me included, will try to force them to get a good one. You'll either miss it, they will flash it, and you'll lose the team fight. Whereas if you just saved it, it's much better. So don't be afraid to hold on to your ultimate. You don't need to use it right away, and try your best just not to miss it. Just do it slow, take your time, you don't need to rush things. Play Orianna carefully, slowly, and don't get too hot-headed or rush into a team fight as Orianna. Just play in the backline and do it cool. Once again, I'm Hi from Cloud9. I appreciate you guys watching my video. If you want more information on how to play Orianna, there's a written guide on cloud9.gg, sponsored by ASUS. I appreciate everything you guys have done, and if you have any feedback for me, feel free to send them my way. Thank you.
Here's your chance to game with your favorite player from Cloud9 or Team Solo Mid, and win prizes sponsored from ASUS. Go to GameOnIncredible.com and enter today.